dream of to come to Latin America. The warm people, the warm climate, and the tequila. Good? But if I can share a secret with you, the biggest reason I love to come to Latin America is I can talk to you about football. You love football, right? I am a huge football fan. And so here's a picture of me and my son, Barcelona, Iniesta's last game. Messi is my hero. And you have such a wonderful, great talent, football talent here in the region, right? You have Messi, you have Chucky Lozano, who's doing a great job at PBS. Yes? I know my football. James Rodrigo, Alexis Sanchez, settling into Manchester United, you'll do great. And then you have Neymar. These are my children with Neymar, and we met him at a basketball game in California, and maybe it was because of all the basketball players. He's tiny, but what a great talent, what an amazing talent it is. But the other reason I like to come to Latin America is I learn so much more about you, our customers and partners, and the incredible innovation that you're driving with our products and solutions. And as Tony mentioned, Latin America is accelerating digitization that's changing people's lives. There's greater access to education. You're creating a better healthcare system. You're creating a financial services industry, and you're creating jobs. And part of this is because there's rapid migration to smartphones on super fast mobile networks. In fact, did you know that smartphones make up 60% of the 690 million connections in our mobile world? And this is going to continue to explode. Look at these numbers. By 2022, there's going to be more connected devices by users, up to 40% more. How can we get any more? The number of internet users, people connected to the internet, is going to increase by 20%. And the internet traffic will double. This growth is exhilarating, it's exciting. That's what I love about Latin America. But that's a lot of pressure on you. Right? So as a CMO, I care about this. I care about the users. I care about what they're doing, what devices they're using. Because I have to market to them their way. And their expectations are changing. So I tell my team it's no longer about digital marketing. It's about marketing in a digital world. And what this means for me is that I have to engage with my customer where they are, when they want, in exactly the way that makes sense to them. And it has to be personal. I don't know about you, but when I get an email for something I don't even care about, but the email is addressed to Mr. Karen Walker. Great. You don't even know that I'm a female. So it has to be relevant, it has to be engaging. I'm no longer in a world where I can launch in the United States of America and I can roll out my campaigns one at a time. I have to be in 89 countries in 41 languages day one. I have lots and lots of customer data. GDPR is a big deal for us, but also I need to secure that data. That's so important to me. Just think about what happened to Marriott over the last few days. Okay, if I lose my customers' data, it really damages my brand. So security is a really big deal to me. And I have to measure everything. Because marketing is definitely accountable. I have to measure my returns. I have to show my impact back to the business. So what that means is technology is more important to me as a CMO than ever before. And IDC has said that the CMO will spend more on technology than the CIO. So technology is woven into everything we do. That's why you've seen this explosion of marketing technology over the last 10 years. So my CIO is here with me today, Guillermo Diaz, or G as we call him, and Bailey Zito, my partner, here as well. So what we have to do is we have to get together and figure out how to make this work, because marketing was the last function to be industrialized, but the first to be digitized. So G, at Cisco we have maybe 1,000 cloud-based apps, maybe a bit more. Marketing we have around 100. And they're hosted in multiple networks and multiple clouds. I don't really know where they are, and I really don't want to. There's an explosion of data, as I said, that I have to store, secure, analyze, so I don't call someone Mr. Karen Walker. I have to give access to everyone. I have to give access to third-party vendors when I do events, to employees, to my team, to customers. How do I secure that? So I am one of your biggest C-suite stakeholders who's embracing technology like never before. But the exciting thing is we are creating a new customer experience. So that's really, really exciting. It's exhilarating, but it's also really hard. And our expectations were this set. Because we were told a few years ago, everyone's going to go to the cloud. You're packing your home up, you're going to a new address. The cloud. It wasn't that simple. We've actually cloud made it even more complex, didn't it? In fact, actually, we're not one cloud. In fact, 82% of you have said that you live in a multi-cloud world, where you have got users, you've got applications, you've got data, you've got devices that are going crazy. They're in this constant state of flux. And they're not just all in the cloud. That's not just their address. They're living everywhere. They're living in all these different domains, the campus, the branch, the data center, your public cloud provider, your service provider. And I need security everywhere, no matter where they sit. So how we think about networking, security, and access to data has to change. It really does. So what happens when 20% of your data, G, sits in the data center, but 80% sits in 150 different places? What happens when a third of companies in America and Europe don't know how many devices they actually manage? Do you know? We need a new approach. So yeah, sure, we can strengthen each domain, we can do a better job in the data center, etc. But if they still operate separately, they're still acting in silos. And that's not good enough. Infrastructure can't be siloed across the domains, because you need one common policy and one set of security rules across the whole architecture. You need to make it work for your business and for me as a CMO. So what we need is a multi-domain architecture. So sure, you can get all the pieces from the multiple domains and stitch them together. And what will you get? A patchwork quilt. You need something that is simple, that is agile, that's been designed from scratch to work together. And only one company that has all the ingredients is building it. And in fact, we've been building it for many years now. And now it's all coming together. And so what we're calling this is our intent-based architecture. And it is a complete integrated architecture that is constantly learning, constantly adapting, and constantly securing. Sure, we have the best of breed products, of different domains. In fact, Gartner has made us the market leader in some of these massive categories. In campus, in wireless environment, we have the Cat9K. In the branch, we have the WAN edge infrastructure with ISR 4K. In the data center, we have the Nexus 9K. And in security, we have a next generation firewall called Firepower, which is awesome. We're award-winning technology, and we're the market leader in each of those categories based on share and revenue growth. But if you're going to reinvent your IT architecture, who better than a company that has the best possible ingredients to start with? So Chuck challenged us, our new CEO, 3 years ago and said, first of all, I want you to accelerate the pace of innovation. I want you to go faster. But also, I want you to make sure all of these best-in-breed ingredients work together. And what I'm sharing with you here is what we have just announced in the last several months. We're adding the pieces of the puzzle, bringing all the architectures together. So if you think about the Cat9K, over the past few months, we've actually integrated the Cat9K in security with our encrypted traffic analysis technology, which means that the network is now incredibly secure and we can stop threats even when it's encrypted. We also announced recently some incredible partnerships with Amazon and with Google Cloud. Because what we wanted to do is to allow you to move applications and workloads from the data center to the public cloud and back again. Different domains. Data center, the public cloud. Also what we did is we integrated, with our new Cosmos automation platform, we integrated the SP architectures that our SPs are using with our data center and security technology, and we brought those domains together. And then finally, we just announced this in November at our Partner Summit. We actually know that a big decision for you as a CIO is what your SD-WAN strategy is. So what we did is we brought together SD-WAN and security in an incredible way. In fact, it's a match made in heaven, or it's a match made in the cloud. And I thought that you'd rather hear from an incredible actor called John Boyega, and he was an incredible star in Star Wars. I thought I'd let you have him tell you more. Roll the video, please.
Today, every company on the planet is looking at a new reality. When it says that you're no longer tapping into a cloud, you're releasing its full potential. Adapt to change faster. Connect anyone to anything anywhere faster. And grow your business. Boom. Here's the thing. This new reality comes with reality. So applications are harder to control, harder to secure. Costs escalate. And ever-increasing complexity suddenly. Running out of resources now. But guess what? Between those promises and making it happen, there's a bridge. One built security that isn't an afterthought, but the main thought. Intentional from the start, in the right place at the right time between all your connections. One that lets you deliver applications on time, on any platform for a better experience every time. One that lets you manage an entire network simply at scale. This is the new reality made real. The company that invented the network in the first place is now ready to take it to this new place. Where the power of the network moves at the speed of the cloud. Wherever you are, wherever you need to go, happens. Like that. Smarter, deeper, more flexible than ever. This is SD-WAN. And this is the bridge to get you there. Cisco, the bridge to positive.
So we are just getting started. And I will promise you, everything that we bring to market for you and with you will be part of this larger, integrated, multi-domain architecture to make it easier for you. And I will also tell you, even though I get excited about football, I have never felt such energy inside of Cisco right now. And a big part of that is a big thank you to you. Just feel the excitement, the momentum that we're building together. And I've never felt that way in the 10 years I've been at Cisco. And so thank you. You embraced the new era of networking that Georgie showed you, the intent-based networking, the Cat9K. It is our biggest, our fastest ramp, business ramp in the history of Cisco. And so you keep pushing us and challenging us to do more, and that's just how we like it. Did you know that the Cisco brand is number 15 in the whole world of all brands, including Apple, Amazon? We are number 15. We have grown in value by 8% over this last year. And that's because you've had faith in us. Again, you've pushed us, you've driven us to innovate more at a faster pace, to bring you what you need. My feeling is there was probably that same level of excitement 30 years ago when our company was started. And not a lot of people remember this. But our logo is based upon the Golden Gate Bridge. And this name is Cisco, was short for San Francisco. And it is such a powerful metaphor for what we do and who we are. Because a bridge connects people, places, and ideas to create the possible. And I think that metaphor is even more powerful today than it was 30 years ago. So I'm very proud to share with you, we launched our new brand campaign, and it is called The Bridge to Possible. Because we believe with you, together, we are the bridge to possible. And you may have seen this, I hope you have, at the airport and the billboards as you come into Cisco Live Cancun. It's everywhere digitally. Please go check it out. And we launched it a few weeks ago at Partner Center, and we're so proud because our employees have really embraced it, and the market has embraced it as well. But it's more than a brand campaign or a set of ads. What we have tried to do is tell your stories. And that because we believe when we have imagination in our customers and innovative technology, we can create amazing things together. And when you have a common purpose to rally around, you can create anything that's possible. So what we try to do is tell our stories and tell our customer stories and share them with you. So I'd like to share a few of them with you today, and they're all here in Latin America. The first one is Plan Stable. They're in Uruguay, and what Plan Stable has done is the government have actually asked, they've mandated that every young child learns to speak English. That's tough, they don't have enough teachers. So what we've done is we've built a network, a video conferencing solution for them, and so that we've been able to tap into teachers all over the region and across the world. So as a result, every student is learning to speak English. Also, the network and the video experience is so great. You're able to keep their attention. You know how hard that is with kids, right? But you're able to keep their attention and they're learning, and we're helping Uruguay develop a new way of learning. So between see and yes, there's a bridge. The next example I want to share with you is actually a place here, actually in Brazil. It's Via Varejo. Let me see if I can go to the next slide. And how many of you did shopping on Black Friday? there, Joe, was a business and infrastructure business unit. And what they do is they help all these retailers, and Bahia is one of them, that's the name you see on the truck. And so they needed extra technology to handle the capacity and this demand that they were hoping to come on Black Friday. And they knew it was an issue because if their site went down, that really meant lost revenue. So on the eve, before Black Friday, they implemented Cisco Hyperflex. And what that did not only just create space in the data center, but they did not have, in the last 2 years, they had 0 incidents. Nothing went down. It was a perfect experience. So between the busiest day of the year and the best, there's a bridge. Make sure I get this right. Cine Police. Here in Mexico. So this is the second largest cineplex in the world. I didn't know that. In the world. And they are creating an incredible experience for their visitors. They want to get people out of their home, into the theater, and they want to create a great experience where they can buy tickets online, they can buy food online, they can reserve their special seat online. And it's really, really important because 20 to 25% of their revenue comes through that app that makes all this happen for their visitors to create an experience when they're there. And so we deployed pretty much all of the Cisco portfolio networking security, but the game changer was AppD. Because what we're able to do is to see how the mobile app was performing and make adjustments that way. So between a movie and a moving experience, there's a bridge. We would like to tell more of your stories. So please come to the Gateway in the World of Solutions, the Gateway booth. Tell us our stories and we'll make it part of our campaign. We'll help tell your story together about how you're the bridge. We also want to tell the stories about how Cisco makes a difference. Jordy talked about this, about our culture. It's so strong, it's so important to who we are. And so we are committed to be the bridge for opportunity and for growth for people around the world. Let me tell you about Chen Lian. He actually was raised in rural China where jobs were really scarce, really hard to come by. He went to Network Academy, Jordy. He was a Network Academy graduate. He was able to buy a home and a car for his family and provide a better future for his son. Between a better job and a better life, there's a bridge. So Jordy touched upon this too. This wonderful young lady is Ashley Ortega. And I am so proud in Latin America, Jordy, is that we are having such an incredible impact on women's lives. And actually, in FY18, around 35% of the Network Academy students who graduates were women. And that is the second largest percentage in the whole world. And she decided to leave her public local school and go to a technology high school. And there she learned, she basically got a CCNA, and she actually completed her education and her qualifications there. So not only now is she a Cisco employee, she's going to university, she's supporting her family, she's training to become a Network Academy instructor. Isn't that incredible? We are changing lives. So Jordy mentioned this too. It's working. We know that in Latin America there is a skills gap. We have been doing this for 20 years at Cisco. 20 years. We just haven't talked about it very much. And in those 20 years we have had 9.2 million graduates in 180 countries. In FY19, 1.9 million alone. And as Jordy said, a third of those are from here in Latin America. We have decreased the skills gap from 2015 to 2019 by 15% with the Network Academy program. So let's bridge that gap even more with more stories like Chen's and Ashley's. We know that you're here because you have that same goal. You want to learn new skills while you're here at Cisco Live this week. And that's a big part of our program. There are 390 hours of training. There might be some tequila needed in the evenings, but there's 390 hours of training packed into 3 days. So attend the seminars, meet the experts, go to the world of solutions. It is absolutely a fantastic week, so please enjoy it. And so there's a saying here, let me see if I can not butcher it. Lo quien bien se aprende nunca se olvida. We care about learning, but we also care about how technology can solve the world's biggest challenges. And we want to tell those stories as well. Again, in Brazil, I'm very proud to talk about the Association for the Assistance of Disabled Children. AACD for short is both a hospital and a non-profit, and what they're trying to do is help people, children with physical disabilities. They're headquartered in Sao Paulo, they have 11 sites across Brazil, but they too didn't have access to enough physicians and physiotherapists and people who make the devices that bring their limbs back alive. We implemented a full collaboration solution for them, and since 2016, the number of consultations they've been able to give to those with disabilities has increased by 50% to 45,000 consults every month. That's when technology can take something great and really make it scale. The other way that we're investing in making a difference in the world is through a program called the Global Problem Solvers Challenge. And actually this week we have 3 of our past winners. I think they're